What's up, guys? Adis here with another video on veganism. Right, I think I think I'm gonna wear this shirt every time I'm making a veganism video. We'll see. But yes, I almost ran over some ducks. Pretty terrible. Now, this is a quick story. When I was leaving the mall, and there was a car in front of me, and I went to go around them. I wasn't sure why they stopped and what was going on. I was kind of annoyed. I'm like, what the hell? So I was like, let me just go in front and get the hell out and go where I need to go. And as I pull out, pretty quickly in front of the other car, I see there's a bunch of ducks and a few, I think baby ducks at the time, all like walking across the street. And I quickly stopped, obviously. And there was a car that was facing the other way, and there was this woman in the car, and I think, yeah, so she rolled down the window and she's like, "Are you crazy?" Like, totally freaking out, super loud, like at the top of her lungs. And right away, or soon after, I thought to myself, I'm like, I'm sure this person isn't even vegan. So it's just interesting when I see stuff like this. Let's say people stopping for animals crossing the road. Let's say when there's some kind of natural disaster, and then there's rescue people, emergency people who go into these places. Let's say it was a hurricane or a big storm, and they go back to rescue the animals, right? The horses and dogs and everything, and that's awesome. But from my perspective now, as a vegan for several years, it's just so, like, it's what's it called, logically inconsistent, where um people are so trying to be so careful and trying to take care of certain animals, but then other ones they don't give a crap about. I'm sure that lady that was screaming at me was gonna have chicken or steak or beef or something, or pork, right, pig, for dinner, or had it for lunch, or had eggs, or had cheese at some point. Because only 3% of Americans in the U.S. are actually, or consider themselves vegan. So it's just, I don't know. Maybe it'll get you thinking, whoever's out there watching, right? Why are we so willing to protect, or wanting to protect, certain animals, and in other ones we don't even care? We every day we pay for them to get killed, chopped up into pieces, and on our plate to eat. And they're both animals. Like, there's ducks, and the funny thing is that people eat duck, right? That's not like a rare thing. You go to restaurants, sometimes they have duck. But, like, God forbid you run over one, like you're like this horrific human being if you run over one. But and it's perfectly fine to pay to eat one in the restaurant. So the way I see it, and maybe it'll make you think out there, right? That it's just like conditioning, society, how you grew up, what you were doing, what you see around you in your environment. It's just, there's no real logic to it. It's very arbitrary. It's like, hey, somebody decided at one point many years ago that these animals we're going to eat and these animals we're going to protect. Why? Why do we eat one over the other? No real reason. Like, again, or not again, but in other countries, they eat dogs. All right, there's a place called Yulin, China. They have a festival every year, dog festival, where they literally kill a shit ton of dogs, and they eat dogs, right? Now, from the U.S. or probably most any other country, you would be like, wow, that's disgusting. But for them in that town, in that city, it's perfectly normal. If we go over there and you're like, what the hell are you doing? You're crazy. Why are you eating dog? They're going to be like, you're ridiculous. You're crazy. Why do you care that we're eating a dog? And that's kind of like, in a way, what's happening here. So if I go up to somebody like, why are we eating this duck, right? You might be like, what's the big deal? What are you, crazy? It's a fucking duck. We eat this all the time. What's the big deal? So maybe it'll get people to open up their minds. Like, why we eat one animal over another animal is just arbitrary. They're both animals. They both have feelings. They both have emotions. They both feel pain. They both want to live. A dog versus a pig, right? And some people might say intelligence. This is going to go all over the place if I go deeper into that. But real quick, pigs are actually smarter than dogs. Okay, so some people think that, all right, dogs are smart. Dogs are man's best friend. That's why we don't eat it. Pigs are actually smarter than dogs. Okay, they can respond to their name, do a ton of tricks. They can actually solve puzzles, play games. They can do more than dogs. Okay, on average. So, but we have no problem putting them in, killing them, and turning them into bacon, right? I mean, people are like, oh, but bacon, right? Um, so over time, like if you actually sit down to think about what's going on, it's like, why do we do this, and why do we care here? Why don't we care there, right? We care about dolphins, we care about whales, right? But we don't care about, I don't know, just regular fish or salmon, right? Tilapia, right? Is that a type of fish? Anyway, but we don't care, and it's all arbitrary. So I don't know if you're out there, right? You're watching this and you're thinking about what you're eating today. It's like we eat chickens, we eat pigs, right? We eat cows, or I used to, right? Um, and but then all these other animals I don't care about. I did want to mention real quick at how pigs are killed, right? There's certain things that trigger people to get them to think to be like, whoa, this is kind of weird. Let me look into it more. So anyway, maybe it'll be interesting for some people out there that pigs' standard way of killing pigs is actually in a gas chamber. Okay, they're alive. They're pushed into this small enclosed area. They turn on this gas. I believe from Joey Carbstrong, his YouTube channel, really good. He talks to the people, the street interviews. That it's CO2 gas. He shows clips. They're like screaming. They're trying to get out. They're like jumping over each other, like just trying to get out of there. They're screaming, writhing in pain like crazy. And like just to think that like, oh yeah, I'm just eating a ham sandwich. Like the pig was actually killed in the gas chamber, screaming for dear life in pain. And while they were right, they don't like put them down before they even do that. Not that that makes it better, but like it's horrific. It's absolutely horrific. So it's just interesting. Again, think about it. Why do we eat certain animals? Why do we protect other animals? Is it logical? Doesn't make any sense. The way I like to keep it, or like to explain it, keep it simple, is if you don't have to kill the animal, right, then you shouldn't do it. Right? That's what kind of veganism, or basic veganism, is about. It's not about being perfect. It's not about you can never kill a single living being ever, no matter what. It's about reducing it as much as reasonably possible. And it's perfectly reasonable to eat something else. If you can have access to a supermarket, just about everybody in modern society does, you can eat plenty of plant foods. There are some substitutes if you need to, if you want to, if you like the taste, right? But you can go to the supermarket and choose to get something else. All right. So, I guess that's it. Thank you for this. Watch this quick video. Like, subscribe, share to somebody, and leave a comment if you have any questions or anything. I'll definitely make some more. Make some more videos soon. Peace.